Curious Life. Today I'm going to be doing a light clean day, which is a little bit like a house reset, but lighter. If you're following the Fly Lady system, it's kind of like my home maintenance day, but with a couple of extra things. So this would be my weekly home blessing, basically. I am using the index card system soon, and I'll show you that in a minute. But while I get on with the clean, I'd like to talk a little bit today about how my cleaning routines are going, whether they're working, what's not, and specifically the index card system, because I've been trying that for a month or two now, and I think I'm ready to start customizing it. I also want to go back a little bit more to doing Fly Lady rather than a Sidetracked home, although I'll do a kind of mix of the two, I think. So if you want to see that video, it will be out next week of me redoing my index card system. I'm actually really looking forward to getting that done because I really like making planning systems. It's probably why I go through so many. If we haven't met yet, my name is Issa and I make intentional living and homemaking videos with my wife Blaze, and I need to go get on with the clean. So let's go do that. As we get started on the first couple of chores, I'll talk a little bit about the system I'm using. This system is based on the Sidetracked home executive method, which is also the one that I think Fly Lady drew a lot of inspiration from for her system, and it is basically about breaking up your household chores into weekly, monthly and occasional tasks, and then using an index card box and index cards to keep track of what you want to do and when. I do have a video that explains this in much more detail, which I'll link in all of the places if you want a better idea of how it works. But the general idea is that you write a task on a card, decide how frequently you want to complete the task, and then file it away on the day that you want to do it. Then when it's done, you refile the card for the month or day that you want to do it next. I am going to be talking in a minute about what I like and dislike about the system to give you an idea of the pros and cons from my perspective. But as I'm going through the task today, I'm going to show you what the card for that task is beforehand, so you have a general idea of how this works. For today's tasks, I've selected mostly weekly tasks with a couple of extra monthly and occasional tasks in there, because today is a light cleaning day. The Sidetracked home executive method recommends that you break your week up into themed days, very similar to the Fly Lady daily focuses, except that instead of zone cleans and daily and weekly cleans, you have a heavy cleaning day and a light cleaning day. And then you divide your cleaning tasks for the week among those 2 days. And then you also have a daily checklist to complete every day, very similar to the morning and evening routines from the Fly Lady system. So I am basing today's clean mostly on the tasks I would complete in a Fly Lady weekly home blessing. Although I also incorporated grocery shopping in this morning. I did that really early because that's the time that's currently working out best for us. So we took the dog for a walk and then I went shopping and we were back home and ready for breakfast by about 8:30 a.m. And then after breakfast, I started my weekly clean with putting away some laundry and working on clutter hotspots, which for today I chose to deal with my makeup clutter issue. I also included a bathroom maintenance clean in today's cleaning because I have not been great at keeping up with the daily Fly Lady swish and swipe, which actually brings me on to some of the things that are not working out so well for me for this system. And it is largely down to a slightly lower level of structure that it offers. Even though there is a structure with this system, and I really do like the flexibility it offers, and that's just with how the tasks are divided and scheduled, I am also finding that I'm getting more overwhelmed and then going into a bit of a frozen state where I struggle to get started on anything. And I think this is down to how the tasks are treated more individually rather than in sets of tasks or zones like the Fly Lady recommends. The Fly Lady system has a really easy to understand method of zoning particular rooms or tasks together, and I found that a lot easier to follow. I even tried to group tasks together in the index card system myself, but it just didn't seem to work out as well for me. I don't entirely understand why, so if you have any theories in the comments then I would love to hear them, because I really don't quite understand why I found this so hard to do. I do think that that's the biggest negative I had with the system, and it was just that it's a little less structured. But another issue I had, which definitely feels like a me issue rather than a system issue, that's that the index cards are very much set up on a day-to-day basis. You file your tasks once a month and put things into specific days of the month, and the problem is that this requires you to actually check your box daily, and I just don't check any planning system I have this often. I tend to have 1 or 2 planning sessions a week, and then I rely on my memory for what I'm supposed to be doing when. It's actually a pretty bad habit to have, but it's one that I can't seem to break, and this system falls down pretty quickly if you aren't checking the box daily. This also meant that when things change last minute or you need to change your plans, I found this really hard to do because I just didn't know where in the box I was supposed to be or what tasks were where. So I will talk about how I'm going to be adjusting the system so it works better for me in a minute, but let's first talk about some of the positive aspects of the system for me. The first is that I absolutely love the index card box as a planner. I hate systems that require me to rewrite tasks out constantly. So I love that you write a task on a card, and when you finish that task, you just move it to the next time you want to do the task, rather than need to write it out again. I also found that the index card box really helped me visualise how much I was scheduling for myself, which helped overcome a big issue I have with overscheduling things because I really overestimate just how much I can get done in a day. The next really good thing about this system is how easy and well it works when there's more of you that like to know what's going on. So me and Blaise, we do share some of the tasks, and one of her big issues that she has is that she doesn't always know what's planned for when, and if it's just in a planner or on a list or in my head, she can't know. Whereas actually if you have the box set up properly, then she also knows exactly what's supposed to be done when and where she can help out. And then another thing that I really love about this system is that the cleaning is done in larger chunks of time rather than 15 minutes every day or 30 minutes every couple of days or an hour here and there. I work much better when I have a whole to-do list and I get it done in a few hours rather than trying to split the tasks over different days. I just find that I can get into the zone and get things done much quicker because I have quite a long lead up of procrastination time before I do anything. If I'm having to procrastinate and then get a task done daily, it just takes more time. I've learned that I need to include my procrastination time into my scheduling. So because of this, I found that 2 cleaning days worked really well, and I often ended up making both of them heavier cleaning days rather than a heavy and a light one, so that's also something to work on in future. But overall, I think I absolutely love the index card planning system, but not so much the cleaning system itself. I hope that makes sense. So going forward, well, my index box needs a complete overhaul, which I do plan on doing this next week and then sharing with you in the next video. I'm basically going to incorporate the index box, the Fly Lady system, a control journal and planner into one mashup of a system, and then I can see if I can make something that really works for me. I am really looking forward to this because it currently seems like it might actually be the answer to all my planning and cleaning routine problems, but time will tell. So if you're interested in seeing that video next week, then do subscribe so you don't miss it. I am really excited to give it a try. that's that done. That is my light clean done for the day. I didn't get loads done, but as I explained in the video, I really wasn't planning on getting a lot done. It's one of those months where I've decided to take things a little bit slower than I usually would. But it is really interesting to see how I can kind of keep up with the house, even though it's not perfect and I'm not doing all of the deep cleans like I normally would. It is kind of interesting to see that the house actually isn't too bad, so it won't all fall apart if I just skip a day or skip a week even. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, then we have so many more like it on the channel for you to go check out, especially if you're needing a little bit of cleaning inspiration or just someone to keep you company as you go about your day. I hope you have a lovely day and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye!